Hi, I'm Lisa Lockwood. Welcome to West Coast Weekly. We have an exciting show for you today. First up is Jill Garneski, who went from model to producer and writer to the host of Wenli Jen Fashion Mall. Next up, General Hospital actor Donnell Turner, who portrays Curtis Ashford. And finally, we have Dr. Wenli Jen, who's an educational consultant, motivational speaker, entrepreneur, and professor. She's directed programs in gang prevention, child abuse prevention, and substance abuse prevention. But first up, Jill Garneski.
She was a Desert Storm soldier, beauty pageant contestant, undercover narcotics detective, and SWAT officer. She's a motivational speaker and author, and to no one's surprise, the reinvention expert. She's Lisa Lockwood, and this is West Coast Weekly.
I'm impressed. We got a lot of people here today.
Yes.
I'm excited to have you today because your background is so diverse. You've done so many things that put you in the position that you are in today, obviously hosting Wenli Jen Fashion Mall. Let's go back in time a little bit and tell us a little bit how you got your start.
Well, I guess it depends on how far you really want to go back.
Yeah, in the TV industry.
In the TV industry?
Sure.
Okay. I started doing TV with Good Day LA.
Okay.
And I'd just been married, and I started to host and produce segments there, and it just sort of rolled into one thing happens to the next thing.
I love that.
You know, the doors open. And of course my daughter made her TV debut as Little Sweet Peas for Halloween issue.
Aww.
And I just really liked it. I mean, TV is fun. It's immediate, you know.
Right.
And then during this time I had been the on-camera host and executive producer for the special events department at Paramount Pictures.
Wow.
Which was such a joy and a privilege because it really is the only Hollywood studio in Hollywood. It really is.
Right.
And I mean, I was in Valentino's office and Mae West, and all of these buildings have such great
Incredible.
history. Yeah, and to be able to have offices there and interview all these amazing people.
Sure.
And so we did a lot of public service announcements, and I was sort of their go-to person. And then I did some radio and wrote for some magazines, and I thought, you know, getting a little long in the tooth here.
Okay.
So we're gonna do a little switch, and so I decided to work with the my generation, the baby boom generation.
Yes.
And I interviewed so many wonderful classic celebrities, like, you know, the greats from Bewitched and Gilligan's Island and everything we grew up with. And then I thought, let's sell. So this is kind of Wenli Jen Fashion Mall is kind of like Hollywood Squares meets Entertainment Tonight meets QVC.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it, which is very diverse. I mean, you're interviewing people who have had successes in their lives and celebrities from your generation, like you talked about, but then adding a selling aspect to it, which
Right.
is really unique to you.
Well, and it's wonderful because there are some items here that you actually can't get on Amazon, believe it or not.
Sure.
Like if you have an autographed autobiography from one of our celebrity hosts who happens to have a book, you know?
I love that.
Yeah, and of course we have all the Botox and the Juvederm and everything else that goes along with it. But then
Everything you need for Hollywood life.
right, or everywhere now,
Yeah,
you know?
it's true.
It's
It's
true.
true.
So, and it's just a lot of fun, and it's much better for somebody with a smaller inventory too, because when you get into a larger shopping network, and they're wonderful, they're
Yeah.
the best.
There's a reason they have the success that they have.
Absolutely, but
So-
you know, we don't put the demand that you have to have so much inventory, and we don't charge them. And it's just great. So it's working. We have beautiful studios, and they're state of the art. I'm going to invite you to come down to our
Oh,
studios.
we'd love to.
Yes.
We'd love to come and see that.
And of course, we're nationally syndicated on 2 networks. We're on CRN Digital Talk, which is Roku, Amazon Prime, and then of course California Life, which is nationally syndicated, and local CBS, ABC, KLM, just everywhere.
That's amazing. You just keep going. When did you actually start?
The Boom Jen
Yes.
Fashion? Boom Jen Fashion is relatively new. My umbrella company, most people know me as Celebrity Soup, so that's still my umbrella company.
Celebrity Soup,
Yeah,
yes.
yes. But I decided to go into the Boom Jen Mall about maybe 9 months ago to really get it going, and it's just, I mean, our inventory, you should see the studio, is just
taking
packed.
off.
It's packed, yes.
So how can people submit certain things that they want to have on their show? Do people come to you and say, hey, can I be a guest and can I bring a product on?
They can. We have a lot of celebrities with products too.
Yes.
And so the answer to your question is, yeah, they can, but we do have deadlines, and we do have a limit of how much we can actually get on the set.
Sure.
And properly promote. you know.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
but-
what a great platform, though, for people who are looking for something a little bit different. Everybody's buying. They're buying online. There's no question about that. But the brainchild of you putting together, of bringing the celebrities on, things that are worthy for the generation that you talked about, you know, baby boomers.
Well, and worthy, yes, but also it's fun. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, we have some wonderful wineries.
Oh,
And it's
wow.
always nice to pop a bottle of champagne and wine and, you know, have a little sip while you're shopping and talking to the celebrities. It's like nothing you've ever seen. It's not your average show.
I just have
And-
to say congratulations
Thank you
to
so
you,
much.
because again, it's just the most amazing concept. I love it. I will watch it. I will find you and make
Yes.
sure that I
And
I
you'll
see what
come
you do.
down and-
I'll come and
and
I'll
be
see
a
the
guest.
studio.
Yes.
So how again people can get in touch with you? What's the best way for them to do that?
The best way to get in touch with me is you can find me on Facebook, Jill Garneski. Just private message me, LinkedIn. I guess you can find anybody anywhere now,
You
right?
can. You can.
Go on Google Earth and knock on my door. No,
Thank you.
don't.
Thanks for doing what you do.
Thank you
and
so
we'll
much.
be back in a minute.
Being healthy and happy isn't always easy. Stress at home, at work, trouble sleeping, toxins in the environment. Even healthy foods can be lacking vital micronutrients due to chemicals and depleted soil. American Nutraceuticals' proven solutions can help detoxify, reduce stress, and guide the way to optimum health. Balance, restore, rejuvenate naturally with American Nutraceuticals. Available from leading healthcare professionals and at 888vitality.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lee Erin Keneally, and I have some exciting news to tell you. I have launched my book, The Cancer Revolution. Do you know that cancer takes 10 years to develop in your body? That means you have 10 years of opportunity to prevent and reverse early cancer. The Cancer Revolution. It will empower you to change your life and turn this disease around.
Hi, my name is Tom Julian, the author of The Shepherd. You know, there's hundreds of thousands of people who have felt like the title character of The Shepherd, Tony Castanelli. Alone, no family to count on, friends are becoming few and far between. But God has a way of looking down on those lonely hearts and somehow in His own beautiful way bring people into our lives who can help us find the direction and purpose that we all need and the happiness we all desire. This is that story. It's a simple read, but it's an inspiring moment. Buy yours today.
Patients ask me every single day about water. But water from your tap? Let's get real. Please, please take care of yourself, save yourself by getting Echo. This machine will put in the activated hydrogen molecule that stimulates the anaerobic organisms that we now know has everything to do with your life. Do yourself a favor, get good clean water powered with Echo.
My favorite 30 minutes of every day is starting with my sauna. For a stressful day, this is probably one of the best things you could ever get. An amazing platform for natural healing. Oftentimes when people do the weight loss programs, they start feeling like a little yucky during it. If you create or use the infrared sauna, for instance, and you're detoxing along with the weight loss, you won't feel yucky, the weight will start peeling off. If you want to learn more about infrared technology, contact us directly. The information is on the bottom of the screen.
Okay, all of you General Hospital fans, I have in studio actor Donnell Turner, who portrays Curtis Ashford on the show. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You are such a beautiful man.
Thank you. You mean in spite of all this fuzz I got going
You're in
for my
vacation mode.
That's right.
You gotta enjoy it.
There's a lot of people that don't even know I have gray hair. Okay, because sometimes in Hollywood you got to color the gray.
Oh, you do? Yes.
And
just for men.
yeah.
Brush
yes.
it up a little
Every day
bit.
in the dressing room, little just for men, just to take some of the edge off because these grays hit the light.
Yes.
And they just pop.
But they look great.
Well,
we
thank
love
you.
that. You were a General Hospital fan
I was.
when you were younger.
I was. We're going, I'm going to date myself as if the gray hairs don't. To the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s.
Yes.
And they had an awesome storyline with Luke and Laura.
Oh,
and
yes.
in the summer, I'm telling you, the guys and gals that we played, tag or football or war outside, we would go inside at 1:50,
Yes.
make our peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and be right in front of the TV at 2 o'clock when Luke and Laura came on.
You were in the Midwest.
I moved from the Midwest to Northern California.
Yeah, but that's when 2 o'clock, because that was for me in Chicago.
Yeah. Well,
General
it was that
Hospital.
way
Were you?
also up north.
Okay.
Northern California. And
Yeah.
so I saw, it's widely known that the man had the curly Jew fro.
Yes.
And that was like late 80s, or I'm sorry, early 80s when Jerry curls were in.
Right.
So I was like, Mom, I can get my hair like that. And I could be the Black Luke Spencer. And so that was my dream for years.
And here you are, and I love this because viewers need to know it does happen.
Dreams happen.
The passion is there, and then you decided to get into acting because that was the path.
Absolutely.
Right?
I used to write General Hospital, the amazing award-winning casting director Mark Teschner. I used to write him in the 90s.
Wow.
And I'd say, I was working in an office in Sacramento, and probably 3 times a week someone would go, you look like you should be on TV. You look
See
like you should be
that.
on a soap. And so I thought, well, what the heck? And so I would write the man. We didn't have email or text and,
Sure,
and
yeah.
social media. So I would write the man once a month for about a year.
I love that.
People say,
Persistence.
yeah, I look like I should be on your show. It's the only show I ever watched. How does this work? Never heard from him.
Right.
But I guess eventually I did.
So he was seeing it. He was getting.
I got a chance to talk to him when I signed my contract, and
Right.
he never saw those.
Oh, he never did.
He never saw those things.
Maybe
But-
something about the way God conspires to make things happen.
Agreed.
It came. So the timing was perfect for you.
I wasn't ready anyway. No
You
matter
weren't.
how much I thought I was.
Okay.
God has other plans.
Yeah.
And knowing what I know now, I most certainly was not ready.
So you continued to write, and then
Yeah.
did you delve into acting at that point,
Oh,
or
yeah.
had you already been doing
So I had
some?
already done some in church, Christmas, every Easter. Then I got a bit by the bug in high school.
Okay.
And I got the lead part, junior high. And then it was nothing because I was playing basketball, but basketball is like a performance in and of itself.
Sure.
Because you're right there before the audience, you're in shorts and a tank top, and
Yeah.
you sneeze, there's someone there to say bless you. So it sort of kept my stage presence up in a sense. And then I stayed in it and started doing local theater, and finally at the age of 28, which is sort of old.
Old for what? To transition
maybe,
into?
Maybe just to transition into Hollywood, to be a newbie. A lot of
Right.
people in my casting had already, laid some groundwork. So I had
Right.
to start at the bottom level when I moved here in '01, which was non-union background,
Okay.
where you were watching people eat steaks and you're watching them eat with silverware and napkins, and you're getting old fruit and stale bagels on
Oh my gosh.
plastic cutlery.
You really worked it. Your story is
Yeah.
truly about.
$50 for 8 hours, but
Wow.
I knew that this was just a step to get me to where I'm going. Even now, General Hospital, I love it so much, but I know that there's more.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see yourself on the big screen? Is that a goal for you?
Absolutely.
Okay, so the next deal would be that. Tell me who your mentor. You talked about obviously Luke.
Oh well. Yeah.
So maybe in the film industry, is there something in particular that you look at and say, I want to have abilities like that, or I see myself?
Yeah, not.
Doing
I like the not Rob Reiners and the Ron Howards. I like the directors that act as well.
Okay.
Which is a nice little segue into this opportunity I have now to direct a biopic,
Okay.
or a biopic, about Reverend Burton Barr,
Okay.
who, and the book he wrote was called Hoodlum Gangster.
Oh wow.
And he is a man who was called to ministry, but he decided to ignore it. And he got caught up in the streets.
Okay.
And then he got busted and he went to jail. He served time for almost a decade.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he got out, he joined the military. Still hadn't converted his life over, and now he has. He's an ordained minister. He's turned down many offers to have his own mega churches, a la T.D. Jakes or Joel Osteen, because he wants to mentor solely to prisoners, to inmates.
Oh gosh,
and trying to make a
wonderful!
difference.
And that's so needed.
It is needed, and it's something that resonates with me, and I'm pleased to sort of be tapped on the shoulder to direct this. I'm excited. There might be more to it. I might have a part in it.
Okay, I could see that.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Once I shave this, I'm telling you, there's an age range that can be worked with. Like, I'm like 30 to 50 something.
Yeah, you have that ability. Women too, change the hair color,
That's right.
do this, do that,
Yeah.
to try to look a little bit younger.
I always say the hair for hair is a man's makeup.
Okay.
Or facial hair is our makeup.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I love your journey. I love that it was something that you wanted to do. It was in the foresight of your life. You got your butt here to California where it's happening, immerse yourself in there, and every time you got a no, it didn't mean that that was the end of it for you. So that's the inspirational part of it. All wishing you just tremendous success, especially directing your next project. Thank you for joining us today.
I would love to be back when the picture's done.
Yes,
and maybe pitch
we
it,
will
maybe
have you back.
That sounds awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll be right back with more West Coast Weekly.
My favorite 30 minutes of every day is starting with my sauna. For a stressful day, this is probably one of the best things you could ever get. An amazing platform for natural healing. Oftentimes when people do the weight loss programs, they start feeling like a little yucky during it. If you create or use the infrared sauna, for instance, and you're detoxing along with the weight loss, you won't feel yucky, the weight will start peeling off. If you want to learn more about infrared technology, contact us directly. The information is on the bottom of the screen.
Patients ask me every single day about water. But water from your tap? Let's get real. Please, please take care of yourself, save yourself by getting Echo. This machine will put in the activated hydrogen molecule that stimulates the anaerobic organisms that we now know has everything to do with your life. Do yourself a favor, get good clean water powered with Echo.
Hi, my name is Tom Julian, the author of The Shepherd. You know, there's hundreds of thousands of people who have felt like the title character of The Shepherd, Tony Castanelli. Alone, no family to count on, friends are becoming few and far between. But God has a way of looking down on those lonely hearts and somehow in His own beautiful way bring people into our lives who can help us find the direction and purpose that we all need and the happiness we all desire. This is that story. It's a simple read, but it's an inspiring moment. Buy yours today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lee Erin Keneally, and I have some exciting news to tell you. I have launched my book, The Cancer Revolution. Do you know that cancer takes 10 years to develop in your body? That means you have 10 years of opportunity to prevent and reverse early cancer. The Cancer Revolution. It will empower you to change your life and turn this disease around.
Being healthy and happy isn't always easy. Stress at home, at work, trouble sleeping, toxins in the environment. Even healthy foods can be lacking vital micronutrients due to chemicals and depleted soil. American Nutraceuticals' proven solutions can help detoxify, reduce stress, and guide the way to optimum health. Balance, restore, rejuvenate naturally with American Nutraceuticals. Available from leading healthcare professionals and at 888vitality.com.
Welcome back to West Coast Weekly. In studio, as promised, is Dr. Wenli Jen, who I shared with you earlier, educational consultant, motivational speaker, entrepreneur, professor. Yes, she does everything. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You are just so amazing. Obviously, I had the opportunity to meet you when you were competing in Miss Woman of Achievement.
Right.
You know, because not only the things that you do in your role as a doctor, but also the way that you give back in your life.
Yeah.
which is really incredible.
Thank you.
You've done TEDx talks, you're an image consultant, you help entrepreneurs, the list goes on and on as far as your biography. We'd be here for 3 days talking about it.
Maybe just 2.
Yeah. So I know TEDx talks are extremely important. It's almost like you've landed, or that's the holy grail, the feather in your cap when you've reached that. Tell me about that experience, because you've done 2.
Yeah, I've done 2. And so one of the funny things that I'll share with you is a story about bringing home the information to my mom and saying I got the TEDx position, or basically the invite.
Yes.
And she's just like, I don't know, you just do all these talky thingies. You know, and yet she's so happy when I bring home like a faculty card, like an ID card, and because she's never gone to college. So as an immigrant mom. And so basically, you know, for me, the pinnacle obviously was the TEDx talks, and it was amazing to be standing in front of people, to be speaking, and to hopefully change lives in many ways, even if it's just one sentence that marks it for people as something to change the way that they think about themselves.
So because you landed the one, your
Right.
initial talk, then they invited you back again.
Right, so the person in the audience was the person who was producing the second one. And so
Fantastic.
they had seen me do the first one, which was repurposing negative energy. So taking all of the different things that we get around the world, like bad vibes, people who are negative saying mean things or anything like that,
Yes.
and really transforming that to reframe it to the way that you want to think about why you want to do the things that you want to do. And instead of just taking all of those negative things in,
Sure.
it's really then propelling you to fuel you for your future endeavors.
And it's what everybody has.
Yeah.
So the topic is across the board, because we're always around people who
Right.
have the opportunity to bring us down if we don't have the tools to get through that. Did you have personal experiences in your life as far as like maybe bullying or
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
is that what you
absolutely.
called upon?
I would probably say just the reasons of being bullied when I was in middle school, but in high school and college, I think a lot of it was, you know, you're a woman, you're this, you're X, Y, Z, and you can't do the things that you can possibly do. There's no way. And so it's that fire in your belly of proving people wrong.
Yes.
And I think that's what's really sparked a lot of the ways that I've been training people, individuals, groups, and organizations in how to reframe the thinking to propel them, you know, into the future.
Which is fantastic. Your next TED Talk topic.
Right, that was
was-
Dare to Be My Age. That is on YouTube. I think someone did have that on their video
Great.
recorded.
Okay.
But that one is really looking at the younger generation of leaders. But really, it's the main part is how people always want to be younger, and then there's people who want to be older. But we're never satisfied with the age that we are at. And so it's
it is
really
true.
being in that skin and being comfortable in your own skin.
Because we're not really promised a tomorrow, you
Right.
know? So why not be in the current and in the now
Mm-hmm.
and my best self
Yeah.
from Joel Osteen?
Right.
Why don't we do that? And, which is a fabulous
Mm-hmm.
topic. Do you foresee a book on that topic?
I do. I'm writing it now, so I'm hoping one of these days when I'm not running around
Yeah,
like a
I know you are.
headless chicken, I will probably try to publish it.
So aside from, you do a lot of coaching, a lot
Right.
of different areas that you have a specialty in. Tell me a little bit about the image consulting business that you do.
So the image consulting, what people don't really know about it is how do you present yourself out in the real world? The way that we project, the ways that we say things, the way that we do things, those all carry a representation of who we are
Right.
and what we have in our mind. And so image consulting really looks at the whole and seeing what can we kind of change just a little bit or improve so that people present themselves in their best versions of themselves.
I love that, because when you think about when you show up somewhere for the first time, whether you're in business, you go to a networking event,
Right.
what is the energy? Who do you
The
bring?
less awkward, right? You don't want to be
Yeah.
awkward, and you don't want to be that person who people are saying, oh, I remember that guy.
Yeah, exactly. And you want to make yourself approachable.
Right.
And I think with a smile like yours, I mean, smile is probably the biggest thing that allows you to do that and make people feel welcome.
It's a universal sign of hello, right?
Yeah.
And saying that kindness is reaching out to somebody else.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Are you an only child?
No, I'm actually the youngest of 5, so I have 4 older brothers. Complete tomboy when I was younger. Ponytail, playing sports, doing all kinds of things. And my mom actually said, I love my mom. She passed 3 years ago.
Very
and she
shy.
actually, yeah, thank you. She actually said to me, I don't want to have 5 sons. So can you like do something
You
with
be the
yourself?"
girl, please.
And so, ironically, then I went into the pageants and everything, and so
She
I
was so
Oh
happy.
yes, she was like a girl. She's finally becoming the girl and woman that I want. Yeah.
So yeah, nobody would know that, because
Yeah.
it's a dynamic of male energy, go for
Right.
it, assertive, very directed, but clearly, you know, in your wardrobe and your nails, and the makeup and the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I've often shared too, I came from military and police background.
Right.
And people are like, oh, I would never guess that. So it's just a matter of getting the balance between the two.
I told my fiance about you, and I said, she is smoking hot. She is wonderful, she's lovely, and she's
Thank
smart,
you.
intelligent. And did you know that she was a police officer?
Just a little side note.
Yeah.
What's next for you?
I think what's next, I really, really want to work with a lot of individuals to just help them, especially now in the climate, the political climate that we have.
Okay.
How can we have that dialogue that's healthy?
Bringing the two together.
Correct. And then
Oh my
having
gosh.
a very healthy forum for that. I think if I could do that and help facilitate that, I think that would have been a great, phenomenal thing for everyone.
I know you can. It's just a matter of putting it together. You
Great.
have the skill set to do that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us, sharing your
Absolutely.
wisdom. I love what you're doing in
Yeah,
life.
thank you.
You for joining us. And that's the end of our show today on West Coast Weekly. Thank you for joining us.